Oh my god, I look like I should be in that YG music video. That my bitch go loco, arriba, arriba, arriba. That's what I look like. But hey, it's Ohyonametaty back again with another video. In today's video, we'll be doing another analyzing with Ohyonametaty of the Flash Crisis on Infinite Earth's wedding. Okay, we're gonna be doing seasons 4 crossover wedding of Barry and Iris. All right, so let's get right into it. This was not my favorite crossover at all. I think I like the smaller version. I think the biggest one was my favorite because it was so many people playing so many different characters. And then I think I liked the one. No, I didn't. But I like the two-way crossovers, like when they had Barry and Kara, and then when they had Oliver and Barry. I like the two-way crossovers. I really didn't like the big ones because I always felt like they're just doing this to get money. Like, it's no real plot or rhyme or reason. They're just doing this to make more money. Like, oh, we want to see all our superheroes together, but there's no real like plot. And then at the end of it, when we do have a plot, we're not gonna follow the script of what we said we were gonna do years ago that we planned. So I was just like, they just guggling money from us. Oh, I used to think he was so fine. Oh, girl, I used to think he was so cute. Oh my god, this moment, I paused at a bad angle for her, but this moment was so like, this was the best moment I think in crossover history. I think this was like the best thing that ever happened in a crossover. Besides like Reverse Flash and Flash fighting, this was like the best thing ever for Flash fans. Man, I automatically knew who she was when she just came up and walked up on, because she looks just like Barry and Iris. Like this was like, and the crazy thing about it is Jessica has been acting like a long time. Like, she was on Black Sails. She's been on a lot of, she's even worked with Danielle Panabaker before. So she's been on a lot of different things. It's just, I would never put two and two together, and it's just amazing. And she's actually older than Grant and Candace, but yet she looks exactly like them if they were to have a kid. I thought this was perfect casting. I automatically knew who she was. Her mannerisms were so much like season 1 Barry. It was just like, oh, it was just so great. Now, what I wish is, I wish they would have made her a teenager and not a young adult, because I'm like, in season 1, Barry and Iris were young adults, and they didn't even act like this. So I was like, I don't know what young adult acts like this. I mean, everybody complains to their mother, but she was just complaining about every little thing. She was whiny. I was like, if you're gonna make her like that, make her a teenager. But it's over with. It's written, it's sealed, it's signed, sealed, delivered. But it wasn't mine, okay? But I thought they did amazing with this. And I so wish, I was like, okay, if Dawn is here to see, well, they named her Nora, but if Dawn is here to see Barry, so is Dawn, her brother, there to see Iris? Because, let's pause for a second. I'm gonna put the clip up right here where I talk about the note that they said, like, oh, this note is gonna come back into play, da 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 da. Remember that? So y'all can read it too. It says, calling it now, there's a reason they showed us the piece of paper with Iris written down vows. And you can read it. And then it says, and not because of what it says, but because it will resurface down the road in someone else's hands. With a winky face. Now, who the hell y'all think he's talking about? And they just never brought it up again. And so I always wondered, like, okay, are they ever going to tell us who gave her that note, or who reminded her of that story to say in her vows? Or, like, did somebody come to meet her as well? Like, you know, I always wondered, why is that note hold so much information that they wanted to point it out to us, you know, or hold so much significance for them to point it out to us. Like, they should have gave us a spin on that, and they still have yet to tell us what it means. I think that Dawn maybe goes to see Iris. I think Dawn does the same thing that Nora does, if his name is Dawn. His name's probably Henry or something like that. I don't know. But I think that Nora and her brother, because the timeline has changed again, so Iris might have some twins. She might have some twins, okay? Even though they doing that on Superman and Lois. Side-eyed and them, side and them. Hopefully, twins are still in the books for us, all right? But we didn't forget about that letter. We didn't forget about that little note that Iris wrote, or is that even her handwriting? Who wrote it? Oh my God, I was just so excited when I saw this. And they're doing the same thing, like that thing, like, it was just so great. It was really great. It was so great. I was living for it. I gagged. I cried a little bit. I always cry, and I'm always sweating like I am now. Damn, we need some air conditioning in this bitch. And I'm thirsty. Girl, why did you touch your hair? He was like, hello, I'm getting married. Why you touch me? And then she just walked away. So I wonder if she helped in the fight. Like, did she get rid of some Nazis as well? Like, and then pause again. Let me pause real quick and let me say something real quick. Kara's sister, okay, slept with Sarah. Is her name Sarah? Slept with Sarah the night before. A couple of times from what I heard through the grapevine. She slept with her a couple of times. And I'm like, really? How you gonna do this? But then my thing is, how you gonna have, I think this is the Supergirl part of it, I believe. How you gonna have someone sleep with somebody on Supergirl, but Kara can't sleep with nobody? They've never showed Kara sleep with nobody, right? Never show Kara sleep with nobody, just like they never show Barry and Iris sleep with nobody. I was just like, this isn't really not fair. This is really not fair, girl. She's talking about, we did it a couple of times. Oh my God. Like, what? Trash. Pause again before she even starts singing. Let me pause again. I was very disappointed that they had Kara singing. They could have got Kenny Lattimore, Brian Midnight. They could have got anybody to sing this damn song and give some like zhuzh to it. Because, you know, Grant is from Broadway, Melissa's from Broadway. Let's do a new spin on this, huh? You know, they both sound like Broadway singers. They both sound great, okay? Jesse's from Broadway too, and he sounds great. But, weddings are, you know, they're more, you know, I would have just loved to hear somebody else sing it. You know, someone with some umph. You know, they could have got Fantasia. Everybody need a check. They could have got, Jennifer Hudson, probably more expensive. They could have got, shit. They could have got, Kelly Price. The fuck? If they had Kenny Lattimore up in that bitch singing that song, girl, I would have started crying. Kenny Lattimore could do anything. Oh, they could have had, what's up? Girl, somebody having sex next door. You heard that? Damn. But anyway, they could have had anybody singing this little song. Kara sung it cute. She sung it in her own way, but yet it was still like Grant's version of the song, just a girl version-ish. It was still the same. Like, she put a couple of little cute runs in it, but I was just like, they could have got somebody famous to sing this damn song to really like boost the ratings, to really make it popular, to really make it poppin', to make some more coin off of it. You know what I'm saying? Let me turn it down because I really don't want to hear it. Sorry. And another thing, how they gonna have Cisco be Barry's groomsman, his best man, but they gonna have Caitlyn be Iris? Let me not even get into that yet, because the part hasn't even showed yet. The girl's still singing. All right, but I was just highly disappointed in I was just disappointed, girl. Look at this shit, girl. Oh my God, Barry got black people on his side. Who he know? I thought the only black people he knew was Barry, was Iris and Joe and Wally. Oh, she was so pretty. She was so beautiful. I loved the dress. I loved the little accents of jewelry. The neckline was perfect. The waist, everything about this dress, I was living for it. It was great. It was good. It looks fabulous. The train, everything. everything. Look at Mick. And why is he even on her side? Look at this shit. They should have had Felicity be Iris' maid of honor. Why was, I felt like that was such a cop-out. And then on top of that, I felt like that was just to give Danielle more camera time. She should have been in that audience on Barry's side of the seats. She should have been sitting in the audience. Okay, preparing herself for this little fight. Because she shouldn't have been no Iris maid of honor. Hell, they could have had me, Keisha. They could have brought me up. All they had to do was give me $500. They could have spent $500 on me. Shit. They could have got me a cheap little flight on Spirit. I would have came. Got me a cheap little flight on Spirit. I would have came all the way over there for them. Brought my mama and everything. Landed. They didn't need me to say shit. You just want me to grab this bitch bouquet? I got it. Got me wearing some little cha-cha heels in this. Well, I probably couldn't fit the dress, but I could bring my own dress. I got a couple of church dresses that look like that. I could have brought my own damn dress. It probably wouldn't have been that color. It probably would have been purple, but the maid of honor always wears a different color, honey. All right? They could have had me do this shit. Caitlyn Ash should never been up there that close to Barry and Iris. At least put Felicity in that bitch. At least bring Linda back for one quick episode, bitch. Or at least have some random coworker that she used to work with or some random person that she knew from college come and be like, hey girl, remember? I told you I was gonna make it. They could have had me. They could have had me. She's still singing. Joe was such a happy father. He was so happy, like finally I have raised Barry into the man that Iris deserves. She shouldn't have been with no Eddie because I didn't train him right. Look at Wally with that velvet on. Ooh. Whew. He looked so good. I was so happy when when Keenan came back for the crossover. Oh, she couldn't even look at him. Like, you know, somebody give you eye contact and it kind of like, not intimidates you, but it makes you like blush and you don't want to blush. And yes, black people can blush. We can't physically blush like the red in our cheeks. We cannot blush, but we can blush because blushing is different from a smile. Like we blush when we see a crush. That's blushing. Like you can't help but, like your cheeks can't help but to form into a smile versus you just smiling just because somebody said something funny or smiling for a picture or something like that. Like a blush is something that you cannot control, right? And black people can fucking blush, all right? She was blushing right there. Couldn't even help herself. And I do get intimidated when people give me eye contact. That's why I don't like giving eye contact that much, because I'm like, I might fall in love with you just a little bit. And so that's why I don't do it. And I feel like Iris definitely fell more in love with Barry in that moment, so she had to look away. Just saying. Now they said this is a famous like actor. I never heard of him, but they said that he came from like one of like a really popular show back in the 80s. I think. See, who was that? That might have been Barry's English teacher or something. Like, oh, I'm so proud of him. He married Iris. I had them both in English. Something. Look at him. Look at them. Ruiners. Negative people. Bad people. Terrible people. I hate them. They deserve to get their own wedding and reception on their own fucking show. Just like we deserve to get our own shit on our show. That's why I will always, like, I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. Because I loved Felicity and Oliver on Arrow before the show started to suck. But after that, no. Shut up. Now I knew their wedding was going to get ruined. I knew that their wedding was going to get ruined. But I was like, maybe on the Flash show, like the next episode on the Flash, they'll get to do their own little like rendition of a wedding. Like they'll have it at Joe's place or in the backyard or something like that, and they'll be wearing like how Iris wore that like white dress in episode 3 where she wanted to get married to Barry after the funeral. I thought it was definitely gonna be like that, but no, they fucked it up for all of us. And just, I'll never forgive them for it. I really will never forgive them for that. And they knew it. And the fact of the matter is, if the actor actors knew it was trash because Grant and Candace always say how terrible that was. Well, not always, but they recently said when somebody asked them if they should, Leanne, is her name Leanne? I'm gonna just go with Leanne. Leanne asked, like, what would you want? Because a lot of people have been asking for a vow renewal, and then Grant had asked Candace if they should do it, and she said yeah. And they both said that getting married on Legends of Tomorrow was terrible. It was a terrible idea. It was terrible. It was horrible. It was horrendous. It was a disaster. It was not the tea. You know, like, just like how Grant said when he broke up with Iris in episode 16 that I'm about to do a analyzation too. Just like he said, that shit was terrible. Because they only did it for a plot for it to make sense on Supergirl. Like, oh, they both got to break up, so we're going to have him propose to her in episode 14 just for them to break up in episode 16. Just for them to get back together in episode 17. It's going to be great. Like, that shit was dumb as hell. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I do mean like and subscribe. Okay, I'm trying to make it to 1,000. Help a sister out. Okay? And out.